Awesome. And today we've got an awesome pod. We've got Matt from Revive Electrical. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you.
Awesome. So Matt, you're a Melburnian, Revive Electrical director. Tell us a bit about you and your company. Like whereabouts are you located?
We're located in Moorabbin.
Yep.
Which is sort of edging in on a Bayside area. That's where we try and target all of our clientele. Ideally, we try and just scoot up and down the Nepean Highway there. But yeah, I mean, wherever the work takes us as well.
So you don't try go too broad, is that right?
Not usually, but we've got, some sort of real estate contracts and things like that. People we contract sort of
take you elsewhere.
Work, take us out west and stuff as well. So
yeah, nice, because that's a big thing. I think improving efficiency and having a smaller sort of service area can be definitely in your benefit. But Melbourne's huge, so you've got a lot of people, a lot of people to service, right? And that brings us to our next sort of question as well. Like, so you're in Melbourne, and then like, what sort of work do you do?
So we started off in renovations and kitchens. That's what we sort of started with, and we've branched out from there. We used to work for a lot of builders. Been burnt in the past.
Oh, can we explore that a little bit?
Yeah, it was a builder that went under on us,
out.
owing us quite a bit of money. So,
what was the job like? What was was it a large job? Was it
It was multiple jobs. So we had multiple jobs going for them at once. Some were at rough in stage, some were at cut out, fit off.
Yep.
They were sort of a nationwide sort of company though, so they were from Sydney.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right up the east coast.
Was that a like one of those project home builders, like new models? Just
no, they did they did a lot of sort of higher end
stuff.
Renovations, extensions.
Oh, really? Right.
Yeah, things like that.
Wow. And that's a crazy thing. So it was high end, and then what happened? Like,
and then it was like obviously through COVID, all the builders had a tough time, and that's when we had to start diversifying a bit more and spreading our wings and reaching out to different
other ways of getting
avenues of revenue.
That's amazing, because most people would throw in the towel, man.
Yeah.
What made you not? Why didn't you throw in the towel then?
Oh, it's just not in my nature.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that. Yeah, it's because a lot of people, like, when they do that, they play the victim and
kill or be killed.
Yeah, I love that. I fucking love that. Kill or be killed. That's the best, man. Hunger Games. Kill or be killed. And like, the thing is, it's very easy to, I think, wind up as the victim, like, why me and this and that. But
no, you just got to adapt and move and
pivot. Yeah. That's massive props, man. Massive props.
Be like water,
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. 100%. No, I love that.
And we've had to do that a lot throughout the journey so far, Pivot and work out what works for us, what doesn't. And the sooner we learn those lessons, the quicker we grow.
Oh, love that. Yeah. So it's basically, pivoting is a forever thing, right? Like, I've said this before, but it's like, just because you've got 30 years in business, it doesn't mean you've got 30 years of experience.
No, absolutely. And that's like, I think I've heard you say before, people live every day and they live the same life. They don't experience anything else.
Yes.
Even the last, I've been in business now about coming on to 5 years, I think.
Yep.
And, I've almost done everything you can do in business.
Yeah.
And my attitude to that as well has always been, I plan on being in business for the next 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
So the sooner I can learn, the sooner I can progress.
Yes.
The sooner I can make those mistakes, learn from them, move on.
I love that. And it's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you got to kind of like buckle in, pivot, and it's tough. Like, a lot of people say all the, a lot of the wins and the glorified, especially on the internet. It's like, hey, you have your own business, entrepreneur, you get private jets, Dubai, all this stuff. And it's just like, the reality is, people go bust.
Yeah.
Bills don't get paid. Staff can steal. For, you know what I mean? There's that like...
Yeah, and like we were talking about last night, it's small business is set up to fail before it even begins.
I love that. Yeah. Actually, this is good. I like that. Let's touch on that. So you kind of just said there, small business is set up to fail before it begins, particularly in Australia, it's like the government doesn't like entrepreneurs, and it's like they don't like local small business.
And it's not even that. Like no one knows what they're doing when they go into business, and that's what I realized the further I learned about business is that everyone's just winging it.
Yeah.
And mentors I've had in the past that I used to put up here, I've come to realize that they weren't all that
there.
say business savvy. You know what I mean? It's you sort of start to catch up to them and go, oh, they could have been doing this all these years.
100%.
So you I'll say that as well. Like you do outgrow your mentors and you have to find new ones.
And that's why it's so important to keep going more. Like I commit, guys, I say this openly, I commit to 1 to 2 mentors every year, minimum. Like that's what I do. Forever learning, forever humble, forever a student. You have to be. And even one of my first mentor is joining us on the Zoom call with our members next week, which will be pretty cool. So
I'll try jump
on that. Yeah, for sure.
On the last video.
Yeah. So you can check out that. And but that's what you do. Like you don't say, that you're meant to outgrow them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like even as an electrical contractor, like you've got to. I'm not sure how it is in Sydney, but I know in Victoria we've got to do our RAC course, right, which is meant to be a business course to teach you, things about business, and that's. Like that course is so flawed. Like that's where it starts.
Yep.
It's, they teach you when they're teaching you putting margins on things, they're teaching you 30% markup. Right?
Why?
Yeah. Why?
Why?
Yeah. And then guys go out there, put 30% markup on their labor and their material rates and think that's enough to make money. Like they're buying items from the wholesaler. Do you think the wholesaler is just putting 30% markup on it? No way.
Yeah.
I think it's 300%.
So, yeah.
But they don't think about at all,
and
the price they're buying it for, how much it actually costs. Say landed into the country or whatever.
100%, and I love that. And you're exactly right. So,
and if the retailer can do it, why can't we?
That's the $1 million question, right? I think the industry has been conditioned and has been slapped so many times. I think it's running around currently with a lot of weak electricians. Like the plumbers send it. The plumbers are like, mate, let's go. Let's make money. Like like we did 4 years at tech school. I know in America, it's like, I think you can get licensed within 6 or 12 months, and just you're on.
But underskilled electricians as well. And my favorite, TikTok of yours is do you want to be the best Sparky or what is it?
Do you want to be the best Sparky or the most profitable business owner, electrical business owner?
That's right. Yeah. And I like watch that and I'm like, I don't know we're good Sparkies, but I want to be the most profitable now. Because I know there's underskilled Sparkies out there that are probably doing bigger numbers than we are. And then that's why, shifting to say your model and that shopping list type model, it's like, if I find a fault or, find a way to install a PowerPoint or whatever it is quicker, why should I be penalized?
Exactly.
Like as an hourly rate, when it's taking someone underskilled, might take them half a day or a day to do something I can do in a couple of hours.
Yes. And
they're charging, if we're both charging by hour, they're charging more. The client's paying more.
100%. You're a beast. So don't discount your own services, right? Because
no, not at all.
And you just said it, like there are guys that are less skilled than you and they're charging more, right? So it is very important. Like you would want to be, I don't know, the way my mindset work is like, do I want to be the best electrician or the most profitable electrical business owner? For me, the choice is easy.
And in the same breath, like our main why, like aside from money, is to raise the standard of tradesmen.
For sure.
So I do believe I teach the guys to a high level from a young age and from a young sort of start. Yeah,
from as an apprenticeship level. Yeah, because you don't want to be doing shonky work because there's a lot of that out there.
And there's a lot of guys that don't understand electricity.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, or they're afraid of it.
Yes.
Because they've been told it's, which don't get me wrong, of course it's dangerous, but you can eliminate and mitigate those dangers if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. 100%. So they should have systems in place to mitigate risk, de-risk every situation. For sure. And amen to that. And I also want to just touch on, you kind of said like particularly in this country, it is set up to fail in a way. Like why do you feel that is?
Just the support's just not there.
Yep.
And even for training like this, there's subsidies for everything, but
Subsidies for all the wrong things, right?
yeah, exactly. Like there's no subsidy for, or not that I'm aware of anyway, for first business owners.
Yep.
Even say tax breaks when you're starting out or anything like that. It's if anything, they're coming down harder on small business at the moment.
It's strange.
And like we were talking about, it's there's guys out there starting their business and they don't know their numbers. They don't know how to read a balance sheet. They don't know how to read a profit and loss statement.
Yep.
And this person's going out and being a director of a company with all those responsibilities that come with being a director.
Yep.
Not only that, they've got all the responsibilities of being an electrician, an A-grade electrician and a contractor.
Yep.
Which is a whole nother basket of responsibilities.
Yep.
Which I think is, what's the word?
Like it's looked the other way. Like it's not highlighted.
Yeah. It's not made out as important as it
really
and
is.
as serious as it is.
It is because too many people call themselves a director, but they're actually making less than apprentices get paid. That's happening right now in the industry. They think they're making more and they get used to it, but they're actually making less than apprentices do. It's absolutely ludicrous.
And your attention can't just be on, say, the business side of it when you are responsible for the compliance side of it as well. You know what I mean? Like you need to be on
wearing all the hats at the start.
Yeah, you need to be on top of both. And there's guys that are going out as soon as they get licensed and they're trying to work out both at the same time. Like I don't know if things have changed, but when I was going through trade school, we didn't even learn how to fill out a certificate.
Yes. Yep.
So
same here. Yeah. I didn't,
and I just had the support from inspectors really for that. So and previous employers.
I learned on the job. Just listening, bouncing off like, hey, this is a civil compliance, this is a CCW, like this is how you got to do it, and this is how you got to submit it. But I think you guys in Melbourne are a lot more up to date with that. Like in New South Wales, they're a lot more lenient. Yeah, because we've got level 2s that we can work on the power lines and the service incoming mains into the properties and stuff like that with a level 2 license, whereas you guys have to go to the authorities.
Yeah.
I think that's the main difference. And I think you're 100% bang on. I think particularly in Australia, it's like I feel like they're doing a lot of stuff, and I won't go too deep in that rabbit hole, but it's like for start the taxes. The taxes is a big topic. Taxes. Do you think we get taxed too much?
Oh, it's insane.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, and particularly with and congratulations, you just settled on a new property as well.
Yeah, thank you.
So
thank you.
Like I'm round of applause for that. Like Matt, like that's massive because a lot of people, especially in this era, are just like, there's no way I'll ever be able to, get a property at all. And, like that's an awesome achievement. Yeah. So are you super pumped about that as well?
Yeah, keen to get in and pull it apart and put it back together again.
Yeah, do a full reno on it, eh?
Yeah, yep. So.
No, that's awesome. That's very exciting. I love hearing that stuff. So that's awesome because Matt settled on it yesterday. Came to the dinner after straight after as well. So it's been pretty busy. And then today on the pod, so it's been back to back. So.
Yeah. Raced down there, popped a bottle of champagne with my partner Caitlin, and then raced off to the dinner.
No, I love that. And in terms of, so I think the taxes are too low. I think there's lack of training for small business. We say small business, but small business does big numbers.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
that's the reality.
We're the number one employer.
100%. 100%. And what I see the government doing is they just say, hey, you know what? They've got all these ideas, but in reality, and they're good ideas, but in reality,
but it's just it's the education as well. Like you hear these horror stories about like store owners or whatever it may be, frozen yogurt place or clothes store, whatever. They're going in and they're signing these 5-year leases. When they're brand new into business. And the business folds within 2 or 3 years, and they're stuck with this 5-year lease.
Yeah. 100% agree. And it's like I saw, I love that we brought that up as well, because sometimes we've got to look at it. I love that because sometimes you've got to look at it from another industry as well for it to hit like electricians. Because us as electricians, we feel like we're just contractors. We just feel like we're just in the day-to-day. We don't feel like business owners. But when you start looking at like, hey, but look at that restaurant owner down the road. You know, he used to pay $2,000 for electricity. Now he's paying $8,000 a month for electricity. Like that's a serious issue. And when you start looking with inflation, it's like, well, that cafe owner now has to, like, he has to charge his customers $8 for a coffee. But I've never seen any cafe owner charge $8 for a coffee. Have you seen them charge $8 for a coffee?
And that's exactly the way my mind works though as well. Like I mentioned last night, I'd analyze everything like that. You know, who's paying for that? How are they doing this?
Yes.
You know, it makes sense why they have to charge that for that.
Exactly right. So with inflation the way it is, and so I get so passionate about it because guys, it's a silent tax, and that's why I'm so big on like, you guys are getting we really need a price for profit. Like that's rule number one. Like you're screwed from the get-go. There is a lot of pressure to go down on small business. I think it should be a different word, small business. Maybe we'll look at something because I think small business does big numbers, and I think there should be another word for small business. But basically, with that all said, like you've got rising energy costs of living, inflation, you know, all material has gone up. It looks like
insurance, taxes, it's all going up.
It's all going up. And then the government goes, hey, you know what's really good? To fix it, we should have more public holidays for our staff, or that's one thing. And then another which is great, like public holiday, but comes from somewhere. But also another thing is increase in super. And it's just like, well, you increase the super, but that is a direct toll on the business owner. And then you got tolls.
and the super guarantee, you know, like you can't be late anymore. So if your cash flow isn't right, they don't care.
100%. 100%.
You still got to meet all your obligations.
And they're going to come after your super as well. And for super, for the guys overseas, that's your 401 and 403k accounts. So your super fund. And they're going to be, look, at the moment, it's a really good strategy, but let's be honest, they will wreck that as well, even more than they already have. So like that's what they do. It's just, as soon as, the way I see it is, governments spend money on subsidies, and a lot of the time it's people that are in power that, like you said, like people finish TAFE, they become a director. Same in government. And it's not like anything. It's like, hey, we've just done this. Now you're going to run a country. And it's just like, do you really think that president should be running a country? Because they don't really care, because it's not their money at the end of the day. And a lot of them don't really care about the country as a whole, or they just have this inability to think 5 moves ahead. Like there's a good book, Next 5 Moves, Patrick Bet-David. I don't know, have you seen that? Yeah. Patrick Bet-David's a goat.
Watch his podcast,
Oh, you listen to it? Yeah. He's an absolute goat. Like big fan of Patrick Bet-David. And long story short, like, you know, the politicians look like they have they've overcooked it. I think because we've been swinging to one side, particularly in Australia, well, all around. It's a worldwide. We just follow America a lot of the time. And it's a domino effect, like what's happening in America to Canada, now it's going to happen in Australia and New Zealand. And I think it's been an employee. You tell me, do you feel it to be an employee's market and I love my employees. I know you do as well. Do you find it to be like more of an employee's market more than an employer's market?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think at the moment there's a lot of choice. There's a lot of thing. And I think it's very important to run a very good business so you can attract good staff and things like that. But to sort of highlight that point, I do believe there is a lot of pressure on small business. It's just like, let's increase this, let's increase that.
And you know what, as well, I found, say the generation between us and the latest generation coming through, being more difficult than the real young generation coming through the ranks now. I found that the real young guys seem to be that bit more hungry, and a bit more passionate as well. Which that's what you need in this industry, right?
I think you're right.
You need passion, whether it's and that passion might change as well, right? Like it's whether it's electrical or the construction industry, or now as you've grown into, you're passionate about business now and helping other businesses. So as long as you keep that passion and that purpose, like I spoke about, that's all you need, and that will take you the rest of the way.
100%. I absolutely love that. And I think the big thing is there as well is when you with that new generation that you said are a little bit more hungry than you guys, because a lot of guys they're all on their phones and stuff. I don't think that's the case as well. I think they want to work, they want to do things, and they got that they do have that drive. And what I found is, man, I'm talking like, when I talk like 16-year-olds and stuff, and even 17, 18-year-olds and stuff, man, they're reading like self-help books from then. I couldn't believe it. Like I was speaking to someone that was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. I was speaking to someone that's reading Think and Grow Rich. I was like, at 16, like,
because all the information's out there.
Out there now.
Yeah.
If all the information's out there, why do you think there's so much? Okay, this is good. There's so much information out there. There's so much resource. Why?
And a lot of it's free as well. Right?
I know.
Yeah.
Why do you think there's still such a and I don't like to put focus on the undercutting because there's always going to be people undercutting, but why do you think there is so many people in the industry doing it tough and
lack of passion? They don't want to. They're not interested. That, like, when you break it down, they're just they're not interested in helping themselves and learning more about the industry. And there's guys out there that say ask to install a floodlight. Mr. and Mrs. Jones wants you to install a floodlight. They'll go there and they'll install the floodlight. That's it.
Ludicrous.
Whereas I'll go there, especially if it's like, a nice looking house or something, and they want to slap a floodlight on there because they just want to, see in their driveway. I'll take a look around. I'll be like, do you really want a floodlight up there? And I'll be like, what do you mean? We want to be able to see it.
Yeah.
Like, but it's going to be a bit of an eyesore and just, really in your eyes. Light. How about we do a couple of wall sconces either side on a sensor, maybe some garden lights up the driveway.
Oh.
And create that ambient light because you don't need that harsh light when you're coming home. I hadn't even thought about that.
Wow.
Like, they look to us for guidance. You know what I mean? So we're not you can't just be an electrician. You need to stay up to date with, new products in the industry, trends, all of it.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. And I think you're absolutely bang on. And it's about providing options. That's what sales is, right? Like, it's not a dirty word. It's not scary. It's just about...
Our clients aren't electricians. They don't know. They don't know what's possible, what they can do. So 100%. It's up to us to guide them. Yes. And that naturally leads into a sale, right?
100%.
It's about educating the client.
100%. Like, I, without a doubt, agree. Like, that's what it is, about educating the client and giving them options and then allowing them to choose. It's not about pushy being anything like that. So I absolutely love that. And, what sort of work do you do now? Like, I know you do, because you do a bit of, so you do general now. I know you did construction previously, might do a little bit now with a few contacts, but do you do also, like, I know you do EV chargers, like they're quite popular these days as well.
Yeah. So that's what we've been trying to niche a little bit lately.
Yep.
Because I think it's going to help with scaling.
Yeah.
So we're running ads now for EV chargers, ceiling fans. We're just recently secured a relationship with Beacon Lighting.
Awesome.
So Beacon preferred electricians, which has been great. Get plenty of leads through that.
Yep.
Along with their warranty work, and air conditioning. So branch into that and sort of create a whole new division dedicated to that, which has been challenging so far. But
why is that? Is that because it's seasonal?
That too, but the rebates in Victoria, it's everyone wants a rebate. It's just creating a more competitive market, really, because it's up to the contractor, really, and between the contractor and the aggregator, if there's an aggregator, to pass how much of the rebate they want to pass on.
So these things, it's like Elon says, like he doesn't want, even in California, Elon was like, I don't want any rebate or subsidies for EV chargers. Like, he wants it just a free open market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like the solar industry as well. We've got solar guys as well, but a lot of them are waiting on rebates and stuff like that. So it's like, the rebate's good, then the market's good. If the rebate's gone, then you know what I mean? And every year they're doing less and less and less rebates, it looks like.
Yeah.
And like what's that rebate system sort of look like in Victoria?
So if you've got the biggest ones get off gas, right? So if you've got a gas ducted heater, decommission it, put in split systems or ducted split systems, and you get a rebate on the amount of kilowatts you replace it with.
So interesting, eh? Like, I don't know, like, they got so much resource for gas and stuff. You can capitalize on it as a business owner, but I like cooking off gas. I don't have gas at my place, but where I live in Sydney, and I think they've done the same in Cali as well. But in Sydney, or maybe they've done the same in Victoria as well. But if you knock down your place in Waverley Council, so that's around Bondi area, and you've got gas there, you're not allowed to put gas back into the premises. It has to be all
Well, it's the
electric.
same here now with all the new properties.
It's great. You got all this. Look, for me, guys, it makes no sense to me. Maybe you guys can, someone that disagrees with my views, maybe come on the pod and tell me otherwise. Why that is the only way, and why we should be, why it will be normal to experience blackouts, why overloading the grid. That doesn't make sense to me. But you you guys tell me otherwise. On the pod. But anyway, we won't go down that. We could go down that. We can go down that rabbit hole. But we won't. And but definitely, it's the best thing as an electrician, though, right? Like as an electrician, it's like, oh yeah, like, well, you got no choice. Like you can't. And like we say, guys, politic views, religion views, and stuff like that. You don't tell your customers that. You know what I mean? Like you're there to do a service at the end of the day, right? And when it comes to that sort of thing, for electricians, it's so great. Like, regardless if we agree with that sort of plan, it's great for us because they're saying we're going to get rid of gas. So that means mains upgrades. That means 3-phase. That means EV chargers. That means induction cooktop circuits. That means oven circuits. That means electric heating. It means all these great things that is in favor of the electrician. Am I right or wrong? Like,
100%. And I guess my concern it's at the end of the day, it's going to generate more work for us. But like if you look back, I don't know if you're familiar with like the LED lighting upgrades that happened in the past. And I'm sure you guys are the same. How many of those have you been through houses and ripped them out so they're rubbish products and replaced them with the latest LED technology? So I think the same is probably going to happen in 5-10 years with these air conditioners.
I 100%.
I can't see them lasting, especially the cheap and nasty ones.
100%. Same with the heat pumps
and the way they're installed, right?
Yes,
like it's
questionable, right? Because they're, I think they're a lot of the time the heat, because we've got this electric heat pump system as well. Instead of having like a gas Rinnai hot water service, they've got this electric heat pump, and to my knowledge, it is like, you can get it installed at your house for $50 and the government pays for it. Yeah. Sounds great in theory. I'm not going to go in like why it's not great in long term, but at the same time, like even for the customer on the longer term for the customer, I think to replace that after it costs like, I think it's like thousands, like a lot more than it would be for the gas.
And the savings won't pay for it over its lifetime.
That's right.
It won't.
That's right. So it's just, I know it's like, again, they're not thinking 5 moves ahead, but anyway, we can capitalize on that because we've got no choice anyway. So you've got no choice but to capitalize on it, right? Yeah. So I guess it's a bit of a win-win. And you've got some staff. So like, how do you find managing staff?
Difficult.
Difficult, yeah.
Yeah, but I've got a good team. So
awesome.
At the same time,
so having a good team is important.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. So, we'll help each other out and everyone does their part and we improve on that as well.
Awesome.
Still got a long way to go too, but can't complain.
Well, tell us about that. Like, where do you see Revive going?
Well, I mean, since we started, since we signed on with Sparky Sales Systems as well, we have implemented now admin, operations manager. So just starting to set it up so we can scale more, and so I can start to step back more and focus more on the business. Awesome. I think I mentioned to you, this year I haven't even felt like a Sparky.
Yeah.
So, and it's interesting, like when you look at it and transitioning from that, I feel like I've almost started a whole new career. So, and then we've got 6-week Europe holiday coming up this year, so that's that'll be the longest I've left the business. And so all the focus is on that at the moment and setting up the business ready for that. So,
well, and where are you going again? You're going
Greece, Sicily, Croatia, Turkey.
That's it. That's good. They're good spots. All good spots. That's awesome to hear, and it's awesome that the company's going to be running whilst you're not there. And I love what you said there. You don't feel like a Sparky anymore. You feel like a business, is that right? Like like a proper director.
Absolutely. But as for where I see it going, I'd like to create more divisions. Yep. So an air conditioning division. If EV charging really starts to pick up, which I'm sure it will.
It will. We know that's going to happen, right? Like every single car manufacturer have said they're all going EV.
Yeah, that's right. So it'd be great to sort of even have a bit of a dedicated division to that.
Yep.
As well. And it's important to me as well. I want to see my guys succeed as well and do well. So help them out as much as I can and let them progress through their career and create pathways for them to progress into.
Everyone wins, right?
Yeah.
You win, your team wins, the customer wins, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I absolutely love that. Like that's what it is. And that's why when you have good staff, it just makes it so much easier, on everything. So like, I really, really loved everything you said, and it's going to be excited to. 2025 is already a big year, man, for you. Like you got Europe,
massive. This is our year.
Yeah. New house, and it's such an achievement, man. Like it's so awesome. It's so awesome. Like new house, new job position, really in your own company.
Yeah.
We went from electrician to electrical business going So you've essentially promoted yourself.
Yeah.
You're now going to be the true director because you're going to have a business where you go on holidays. When you're in Europe and you're going to be in Mykonos partying, you're going to...
And it is hard for me because I know I can be a bit of a control freak, and it's been hard for me to start to let go.
Yep.
But the guys have been awesome.
Nice.
And monumental in that journey of,
I love hearing that. Shout out Revive, team of Revive. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome. And before we wrap up, do you have any closing statements that you want a message for all the Sparkies out there? Gonna be deep. now the pressure's on.
No, you just I think it's important to have that passion, and whether that is for the industry, for the construction industry as a whole, the passion for the business, that'll take you as far as you need to go.
Yeah.
And having that purpose, whatever that purpose is.
The purpose is a big thing, hey.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
so important. I know did you want to share that story? The purpose story from that you told. So we went out last night. I'm not sure. You can if you feel comfortable to. I think it's just one. I think it's amazing. We went out last night to meet Maiden, and you shared a story.
Well, it's similar to, I don't know if you've read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a.
Well, yeah.
It's all those stories are similar. Once they lose their purpose, they fall into depression or whatever it is. Pro athletes all the time.
Yeah.
And it's that age-old story you hear about. Someone's father, and all they want to do is retire. That's their goal.
Yep.
But they've got no goal past retirement. It's just they want to retire, and then they go and they sit in their chair in the lounge room. They're retired, and then they kick the bucket within 2 years.
Because they lose their purpose.
No purpose. They've completed their task.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things. Like people are always thinking like, I'm gonna, and they could be their goal. Like grow the business, sell, exit, and then go to Mykonos party and sip pina coladas all day. And it's just like, there's only so many pina coladas you can, sip all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
as well.
That's
So
right.
it's important to have, like I've got I can't even think of retirement like at all.
No,
like
and I'm the same.
imagine
I'll just pivot into something
else. Yeah.
Something else I'm passionate about, or
100%.
one day when I've got kids, I'm sure they'll become my passion as well. So
exactly, and there'll be a bigger motivating factor as a bigger why, bigger purpose.
That's right.
So I think the closing statement is you must have a strong purpose to drive yourself professionally and personally as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Well, Matt, appreciate you coming on the pod. I had a mad time.
Thank you.
I think it's awesome. Best of luck. I'm super keen to see how you progress Revive as well in the future, and I'm looking forward to coming back down to Melbourne to catch up with everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Legend.
Jump on again.
Sounds good. All right, and that's a wrap.